99.
Yes. Is that really extraordinary? Look at, we can talk about that.
Hi, America.
Hello, America. Welcome to
Angel and the Wiz.
And the Wiz. We're here with you again, a stranger.
Taken for granted, never ever wonder.
Oh, I missed a few seconds, but that's how it goes. So how's things? I got really like officially with clothes today dressed.
You put clothes on today for us. We
Yes.
should feel special.
Yes, I don't know why, but it just seemed like the right thing to do. So, how's things going with you?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear.
I've been in my own little world recently. It's
Oh,
kind
what's
of,
that?
It's just weird. Like I've really just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I've just kind of been in my own little world. I do my job.
You mentioned it. I just
Yeah,
okay.
I do my job. I do it well. I haven't really been paying attention to the news.
No loss, me either.
I did read about on my little mobile AP site about the cruise ship that was out at sea.
That's right.
That was
didn't
disgusting.
go so well.
About the Pope retiring.
Right.
And that was about it. Like.
Right.
It's about the biggest things that I've paid attention to.
Okay. And other things have gone on too, but I mean I haven't. Oh no! But I do have.
Do you have a list of stuff to talk about?
Well, I mean I have a couple of things.
Got a lot of chicken scratch on there.
That's exactly what it is. But I should two things I want to talk about. I don't even need this. I can tell you. First one is myvirtualpresident.com. That's with Bill Whittle. We ransomed him. He was. We didn't. I emailed it out to friends, and they loved it. They thought it was really great. So myvirtualpresident.com. That has Bill Whittle, and he has an alternate inauguration address. Very good, very good. You like that kind of thing. And before I get to this gentleman, this guy, the Earth moved. You probably didn't notice it, huh? But the Earth moved one day this week.
Oh, is that when the asteroid hit Russia? That was the other thing I paid attention to because
that happened
my
also.
boyfriend is a big space
astronomy person.
Space nut, like nut. Aliens and
stars.
Yeah,
sure. I understand all that stuff.
I choose not to get involved in that because then I'd never sleep at night.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Sure.
But he was all
very excited.
Oh, beyond excited with the. I finally said, why are you, and then he was getting like frustrated about stuff, and I was like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, well, I'm mad because I wasn't there to witness it, and I'm like, it was in Russia.
Right, come on.
Like,
and you don't want one here to see, trust me.
Like, what's wrong with you? So, anyway.
But he's very plugged into that.
He's beyond plugged in.
Okay, space.
I thought there was some funky orange light in the sky the other night, and I thought I was driving, and he was like in the driver's seat looking out my window, and I'm like, do you want me to pull the car over? He's like, yes, please, and I'm like, no, no.
You're so bad. To offer him and then take it.
They are being like that. All right.
Now there's just some of this is all. Ooh. There is one thing I have to say. You're too young to remember this, but when people used to watch my show years ago, one of the things we were known for was the talent we discovered. People that hadn't been seen by other people who were really, really, really good.
Okay.
And so this week you get a tease, and next week you get the prize. This week you get the song Stand Back.
Okay.
I think it was done by the Princess Stevie Nicks or someone like that. I'm not sure who wrote it. I added all those credits. Okay, but the band that's playing it they were called Jane Doe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the girl that's singing is Colleen McGrath. So when I put them on television, I called them Colleen McGrath, and the band Jane Doe, because she really. And the neat thing about it is, now these are what I would call cover kids, kids that do cover songs. They cover other people's songs. Okay, they're not out here as writers. They're not out here as arrangers or producers or anything else. But what these kids can do. So this week is a tease. This is the end of the show. This week is a tease. The song's called Stand Back. This is just to give you an idea of what is coming next week. Next week...
Well, don't tell them next week. Don't spoil it.
No, oh, you don't tell now what it's coming? I wanted them to savor it and feel and wish for it.
Y'all gotta watch next week.
I guess you're going to have to tune into... This is show 99. That will be show 100. But let me tell you something. What's coming up on show 100, even though I cannot tell you the name. See, you have good discipline. Excuse me. I need a Ricola. Even though I can't tell you the name of the song, I'm going to tell you that what makes this group great is you're going to hear them live. Nothing's been done to them. If you're in the club that they're playing at, this is what they sound like. Now, this week's a tease. I'm not telling you this week is earth-shaking. I'm telling you that when you watch them do the song that they do next week, they do it better than anybody ever did it. And that includes the people that did it originally. Keeping in mind that the people that did it originally created it. So they just didn't perform it. They had to write it and write all the parts. But what these kids can do, and what they did. Now, we were doing a television show called Big City Rock. It was going to be a pilot. It's the first time we were going to put rock and sports together. So you'd interview sports figures, you go out to a band or an act or stuff like that. It's a great idea. It was Eddie Pierce's idea. He was a field producer for NBC TV. And when we met him, it was kind of near the end of the adventure. But we did this show together. And so when we shot a few groups, and I will eventually put the rest of them on. But so anyway, what I was trying to say is that next week, this week the teaser, next week you're going to hear the definitive version of this song performed live, okay? Because from where I sit, it's better than the recording. It's an exact copy of the recording, but it's better. You know, it's executed. Excuse me, so much better. So, we used to be known for discovering talent. I still have some things out there. Now, if they've been watching the show for 40 years, they've probably seen this thing, but the chances of that is very slim, because most of them are not that old. Okay. So, okay, then oh, you know something? Not to go political right away, but to point out something. This is kiddies, this is an educational moment for you, a learning experience.
Excuse me, what is this about?
What I'm about to talk about now?
Yeah. Give me a topic, just what the topic is. Is it about the
groups? It's about groupings.
Okay.
Okay, then it's just one thing and out.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is not a lecture or anything like this, but for those of you who are smart enough to learn, like the young lady to my left, may I say, no, but you are, so you're smart enough to learn, and Tank was smart enough to learn. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is this.
Excuse me.
Yes, you can tell a lot about a politician by the groups he makes when he talks. We've said this before, I want to say it again. I can say Latin, black, Caucasian, rich, poor, and I have 5 distinctly identifiable groups that I can now work against each other. But if I say dog lovers, I got people from each group.
Okay.
Okay? That brings people together. It does not separate them. And what I want to share with you is you can tell a lot about a politician by how he groups. Does he group people by how they can help each other, or what they have in common, or by what divides them and keeps them apart? Just a footnote for you that want to pay attention and learn these things.
I got some campaign.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Let me put the little video. Okay, and down. Okay.
Oh.
Where is that? What time is it?
I
have to put the thing in. 8:40.
My boyfriend, after he was here, last week for the taping.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, said his little 2 cents and talking about the campaign and stuff.
Right.
He says, you guys need to get a Facebook page. I said, well, yeah, we do. You know, it's just going to be something I think that should happen after we get the website up and running.
Right.
And I said, but I can't really focus on the website and what I want to do with it until the summer when things settle down with my job.
Sure, of course. And there's no rush. We got 4 years.
Yeah, and I have to do some research on campaign finance because so I have to do some of that. Anyway,
see the handcuffs now.
He says to me, well, I'll be in charge of the Facebook page. And I said, are you sure? And he says, yeah, it sounds like fun. I said, okay then.
Wow.
So he's going to handle our Facebook.
What is it? Was it 2016?
Yeah, we haven't.
Isn't that
he
a
hasn't
good
set it up
catch-all?
yet. Yeah, we haven't set it up yet.
Well, whatever he decides.
And I think it's going to happen after the website is up and running.
You make sure you guys coordinate so that we have one banner. Wizard 2016, or whatever you decide. You're the campaign manager. I'm letting you do whatever you want.
We're going to do a...
It's been fun. It's been fun so far. Now, for those of you that did not see the prayer breakfast this past week, that the president,
prayer breakfast?
Yeah, they have a prayer breakfast, I think, once a year at the beginning of the year, and usually the president goes, and he and his wife went this time too, but they had a speaker that.
Was that the breakfast that's with the inauguration, or
no? This
is there one with the State of the Union?
I guess it's prior to the State of the Union.
Okay.
They had a speaker there. His name was Dr. Benjamin Carson. Okay. And I want to just say this because it's happening already. I'm not suggesting he's going to become president, but I will tell you this, because we're running. I couldn't.
Maybe he could be
well, I put him the head of the Health and Human Services. Okay, because he's that good. But the ground moved that day. I mean, his speech, if you want to see it, Dr. Benjamin Carson, if I find the link, I'll put it in the YouTube notes, just like my virtualpresident.com, I'll put that in the YouTube notes. What he said, remember how proud I was when I gave you my 20 points, and you represent one side and I represent the other, but they were okay.
Yeah, we only had that one issue.
We had the one issue and we fixed it, okay? Yeah. Well, he gave a speech that was so perfectly American, and it touched on everything, including political correctness. I mean, and he did it, and he talks very quiet, okay? He's a child's neurosurgeon. He's a brain surgeon. He's a tremendously smart guy. And he came from nothing. From nothing. He was filled with rage. He's a single mom, was a parent. And she saved them by what she did. And he tells the whole story, and he goes, but the things that he said about the debt and the deficit and about health care and about, and things that anybody could buy into. I mean, these were not divisional things. These were things that, now you look at this and you look at this. Which one? He didn't do that, but that's what happened in the real world. And it was, and taxes. And he said great things. Like he doesn't like political correctness because America was built on people saying what they felt. That's what this country's about. We're starting to get intimidated. We're afraid to do it. He talked about taxes. He says in the Bible it says give a tithe. Everybody gets the same amount. He says, fine. So this guy makes 10 billion, he gives 1 billion. This guy makes $10, he gives $1. He says, why do we have to hurt the guy that just put in $1 billion? He says, people say, oh, but he didn't get hurt. Why should he get hurt? He put up $1 billion. Okay, and and he talked about health care. He says, when everybody's born, they should get 3 things. They should get a birth certificate, something else, and a health savings account. And they can put money into that health savings account from then, okay, and go for the, and so after, before tax, I think, you know what I mean, okay, and use that, and when they're putting it in when they're young, you know, they don't use it, so they can be in really good shape. And he says, in that way, when someone gets to be 83 and they got 6 different diseases, they're going to think, do I really want to do this, or do I want to leave this behind to somebody? He said, you won't need death panels because people will make up their own mind. Let the people pay for the stuff. So he did he was really, really good. He did it his way. He said it in his words, and it was so easy to just, and it's like the 20 points. I believe you could sit there and listen to him and agree with everything he talked. He talked about education, and I mean, and all of that, and a very simple fellow. So anyway, Dr. Benjamin Carson, if you get a chance to see his speech at the prayer breakfast, it's a really nice encapsulation. And we're going to have a Facebook page for Wizard 2016 someday, and a website. What's that?
What's our time for today?
Whoa! Whoa! Well, I'll tell you what. Hit pause.
All right. Sorry, we're having some technical issues, but I think we fixed them. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fixed.
Yeah, is that cool? Yeah, so, you know, that was very cool. See, that's how you're smart. And you're a girl. That's like the best of both worlds.
Did you have a nice Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was okay. I got Tina a card because that was also our first date. 29 years ago, on Valentine's Day, I tried to take her and a girlfriend home. And Shelley said, "No, you go, Tina." And she never left. She got even with me. Yeah, so that was 29 years ago. St. Valentine's Day was when we first had our first date. And we had a little bottle of champagne and stuff like that. And, you know.
That's sweet.
It was nice. Did you do anything special?
No. Well, it was a little bit of a funny story. Adam wanted to wanted us to make dinner together, which pretty much meant that I was going to be making dinner. And I had to work at night on that day. So, like, there was a small, and then I had my nephew. So there was a small window of opportunity. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to cook and then clean. And then I just, for some reason, I just had this, like, I don't want anything for Valentine's Day. I don't know, I just feel that, how to put it, that it's such a consumerist holiday now that people do things on Valentine's Day because there's an obligation to do so.
Okay.
And I don't want to receive anything because there's an obligation for it.
Right.
You know, I
hope he got you something anyway.
No, he didn't. He didn't give me anything. I didn't want anything. I told him I don't want anything. Well, I told him, this is what I told him. I said, if you're going to get me anything, I need cat litter. And
what a Valentine's gift.
I know, but I mean, that's true. I told him that. I said, I don't.
And can I tell you something? If he was smart, he would have bought your cat litter and brought it home and said, "Here, happy Valentine's Day."
You know, like, I feel that people brag about things that they get because it makes them feel special. You know, you guys have a very valid, there's a memory behind Valentine's Day. It's your first date. That should be celebrated. It should, like, I was looking at Facebook, and it was like, people were, and I got this and that, and blah,
but who cares about that?
I was so disgusted by the display of consumerism on Facebook, and I said, I don't want to celebrate it because I don't feel special. Me receiving something because there's a societal obligation to do so on this day does not make me feel like I'm special. Right. Because it's happening to thousands and millions of other women. If you want to make me feel special, then do it on another day. Don't, like, surprise me with flowers. And I told him, I said, there is one day.
Come over on the 13th.
Not even that. There was one day last year, he came over. It was in October. Right. He came over, and he had flowers. Right. And I was so, like, surprised, and I felt so special. I felt so loved. And I asked him, I said, why? I was so shocked that I couldn't even convey emotion. I was like, why did you get flowers? And he goes, I saw them, and they were beautiful. They made me think of you, and I wanted to give them to you. And I was like...
And then you were nice about it, right? Yeah. Very happy about getting them.
Yeah. But it was still, because they were unexpected. I don't want...
Adam, if you're watching the show, buy yourself a Valentine's Day card and put it on the shelf. And the next time you feel like doing something nice with the flowers, bring the Valentine's Day card.
So anyway, he was really, I think he was like, oh, okay. You know, but I think he got it. He really got it. you know.
He was afraid not to get it.
Because
he's like any other guy. If you don't want anything, I'm not going to get it. But he'll get over that, and you will.
But like even for Christmas, you know, everyone's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I don't want anything.
Right.
Or my mother, she kept bugging me, and I said I need an oil change and cat litter, and she was like, "Meh." So, like, but that's. She's like, "Don't you want anything else?" No, I want oil change and cat litter. That's what I want for Christmas, and she didn't like that answer either. So she got me wine glasses.
Something else.
She got me wine glasses and silverware instead.
Good for you, Mom. You hang in there and just don't, you know.
Because Adam asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told him the same thing, an oil change and cat litter,
Right.
and he didn't like that answer. So
Did he get it?
No, so him and my mom...
See, that's what they missed the boat.
Well, him and my mom were in cohorts and cahoots, right. And he picked out plates and got a bunch of other things. And so I told him, I said, you spoiled me enough at Christmas because it was unexpected. I didn't want anything. I didn't really need anything, and
right.
you spoiled me, so
right.
I don't want or need any. I need cat litter and, you know, anti-icky poo.
Right.
So.
Well, I can only tell you this, Princess. I have found a rule of thumb that if you get people things that they want, as opposed to things that you want them to have, you can A, make them very happy, mm-hmm. and B, I'm going to share something with you. If I love you, and you want cat litter, that's a great Valentine's Day present.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If he was, someday he will know. And when you tell him something like that, and you're going to tell him something that you think it's dumb, but you really need it, he's going to be smart enough to understand. I'm going to get it. I'm going to give it to her because she'll like it better than candy.
He was really funny. He says, you're the only girl I've ever met that when she says she doesn't want anything, she's not even saying it to be polite, but secretly hinting at wanting something. You truly don't want anything.
Right.
Yeah.
You told him what you wanted.
Because you know there are women that are like, oh, you don't need to get me anything.
That's because they feel funny too.
But they, you know, like they have that secret agenda.
You don't have to get me anything. Here's the list.
Yeah, kind of thing. Or I'm like, no, I will tell you what I want, and I will tell you what I don't. I told him I said. And then the other thing was, I said I can't reciprocate anything. So don't spend money on me because I can't reciprocate that.
Right.
So.
But he still did.
No, he didn't give me anything.
Oh.
Nothing. And which is fine. And then
next year you get the kid litter. $5 says you get the kid litter. Because if he hasn't learned anything from this experience.
Maybe he'll get me that for my birthday.
See, the thing is this. See, he is like most normal human beings, projecting the image of the gift based on the type of day. And he hasn't quite learned yet. He's a young guy. Listen, I would be surprised if he had learned, and then I would be worried because then he's too smooth. Okay, if he was smart enough to realize that give people what they ask for. That's what they really want. You could have used kitty litter. In your life, kitty litter is better than a bunch of candies. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't ever ask for much, you know. I just don't. It's not me.
No, you're not like you've never
I'm
been
not
like that.
I'm not somebody. If I need something, I will find a way to get it. And if I need something and there's a financial reason why I can't get it, then I will ask for assistance to those who can provide it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now listen, we have to get serious on this. Time is approximate. I hope it works out great. This is Colleen McGrath and Jane Doe. This is a sneak peek. I feel like Jack Parr showing you the Beatles before Ed Sullivan brings them over next week. But the fact of the matter is, this is Jane Doe. It's called Stand Back. Great song. Credits are in the song. And next week, you're going to get blown away. Blown away.
Bye, America. Do something good every day and volunteer at your local animal shelter.
That's right. Smart thing to do.